like that. I have a list of topics. I'm just not enthused. Mostly it's because somebody made me promise not to talk about something, and my normal course of action when dealing with something stressful or something that generates fear is to reach out to everybody I know and ask their opinion and tell them all about it and share the wealth. Because people give me advice and they give me points of reference and it makes a difference. And in being asked not to share, I'm bottling it up and I'm stressing out. So yeah, that's my way of saying that there is something not being mentioned on social media that is stressing me out. On my list, and I've got to rewrite this again soon, a couple of topics that haven't been addressed. Let's see. Let's talk about how taste buds change. Some people will tell you, I don't like that. I've never liked that. I can't stand that. Have you tried it recently? Yeah, I don't like that. When did you try it last? I don't like that. But if you haven't tried it, how do you know you don't like it? Because I don't like that. When was the last time you ate it? I had it when I was 7 years old and I hated it. Okay. Humans have this wonderful thing called taste buds. And taste buds morph over time. And taste buds morph by dietary need, which means if you're short of something, something will taste good. This is why you can make Gatorade triple strength. 3 giant scoops of the powder into 1 serving of water, and if you are dehydrated, it tastes amazing. But if you're not dehydrated, it's vile and nasty, and you can't swallow it if you're not dehydrated. It tastes like poison. Something you didn't like as a kid could very easily be something you didn't like the way your parent cooked it. My mother could kill anything. People praised her cooking. Louise is the world's best cook. Not at home, she wasn't. For a potluck, she stuck to Campbell's recipes. Back of the envelope, back of the can. Her amazing pork chops was a Campbell's recipe. Campbell's cream and mushroom soup, fry the pork chops, put the soup on, let it simmer. Yeah, it's really, really good. And when somebody brought it to work a few years ago and claimed that they slaved all day making Jaeger whatever stew and blah blah, and it's like, nah, this is cream and mushroom soup, bitch. That's all it was. My mother would take patty pan squash and steam them until they were cooked. Then hollow out a little spot and stuff it with celery and baby shrimp and tomato bits. And then throw it under the broiler until it was double cooked. And it was the slimiest, nastiest shit you ever had. My sister and I had categories for food. There was gourmet, which was served to other people. There was gourmet, which you could deal with it. There was gourmet, which the dog wouldn't even eat. Yeah. I grew up thinking I didn't like peas. I grew up thinking I didn't like steak. I grew up thinking I didn't like most vegetables and all kinds of foods. The reason I didn't like steak is because my father insisted that a properly cooked steak, you take it out of cold, refrigerator, not room temperature. You slap it on the grill, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You flip it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you put it on the plate. For a steak that thick. Blue in the center. Still cold in the center. He would brag about it being still cold in the center. If I wanted to eat raw steak, I'd eat raw steak. Give me some lemon juice and horseradish. I hated steak when I was a kid because it meant your entire plate was bloody. Everything you were trying to eat had steak blood. Okay? If If you want to cook a good steak, let it drain a little, pat it dry, bring it to room temperature, sprinkle it with some salt, follow some directions like Gordon Ramsay's got really good steak cooking directions for a rare steak. I like me a good rare steak if it's properly cooked. I don't like a rare steak if it's not properly cooked. If a steak is not properly cooked, I want it well done. Simple as that. I want a pot roast if it's not well cooked, properly cooked. Anyway, I grew up thinking I hated a whole bunch of food. Used to be when I was younger, mustard was an overwhelming flavor. If you had mustard on your sandwich, it would turn me off because it would make my nose and my eyes burn so badly. Okay, mustard's a high sulfur and I'm allergic to sulfur-bearing plants, but that's not why. It was such a strong flavor and I'm a super taster, so it was incredibly strong. And if you got a finicky kid, chances are your finicky kid might just be a super taster. Or they might be autistic. And if you got a kid that's refusing to eat foods, get those 2 tests done. They'll make a difference in your life. Me, about 28, 29 years old, I was working somewhere in a mall, and I always special order plain. It's easier than explaining what I can and can't eat. I'll take it plain, just meats and cheeses. And my burger came with mustard on it. And it wasn't, I think it was Arby's. It wasn't yellow mustard, it was a fancy mustard, Dijon type mustard. And up until that day, even deviled eggs, if somebody put mustard in the deviled eggs, it was too much mustard. I could taste mustard on everything. And I took a bite of the sandwich. Went, that's a really nice flavor. I wonder what that is. And I was halfway done with the sandwich before I bothered to peel it open to make sure it wasn't something I'm allergic to. And it was mustard. It was a stone ground honey mustard. And it was a really nice flavor. So a couple days later, we were in the grocery store. I bought a jar of stone ground honey type mustard. Dusseldorf or Dingeldorf or whatever that glass jar is that they make. It was good mustard. I started using it. Too much and it's overwhelming, but a little bit's nice. I'm to the point now where yellow mustard is still too strong, but I like a good Dijon. A little bit of good Dijon, I like. I like a Reuben sandwich after you pick off the sauerkraut. I don't like it if I order it without sauerkraut. I need that vinegary flavor. Taste buds change. For me, mustard became an acceptable flavor. It wasn't a matter of you have to drink enough beer to like the flavor of beer, because I wasn't consuming mustard. Something in my taste buds changed until mustard tasted good. The human body regenerates cells, we all know this. Your taste buds shift on a 7 to 9 year pattern. I've always just advised 10 years. Every 10 years, try something. For your 10-year mark birthday, your 20, your 30, your 40, your 50, try stuff. Never liked it before, try it again. A couple years back, I tried pickles for the first time in forever. Still don't like them. But I had deep fried pickles, and they were yummy. Well, they were mostly yummy. That was right before the celiac diagnosis, so I haven't tried them that much. My face itches horribly right now because I've been having rash problems. And you can't see it because I don't rash red. But my face itches and I'm resisting the urge to pick. Anyway, when you have a finicky kid, don't push it. You ain't going to change their mind. All you're doing is abuse. People will say, well, how do I get them to eat a balanced diet? Vitamin C is found in everything from citrus to potatoes to green leafy vegetables to red meat. Find a source they can eat that they like. After you've gone through every active source for whatever vitamin or mineral you think they're missing, then start looking into disguised ways to feed them. Okay? Instant breakfast was invented to get a multivitamin into kids. It works. That kind of stuff. Don't be a member of the Clean Plate Club. That's I think it's abuse. Some people will argue it's completely possible that some people have the Clean Plate Club in a way that isn't abuse. But if you're sitting your kid down on Friday night and telling them they can't move until that plate's clean, and they can't convince the dog to take a bite of it because it's that gross, because you made ragu goulashy slop and the pasta swelled up 8 times its normal size and mushes onto the bean because it has no resistance left, and it just tastes like stewed tomatoes, you know, and boiled celery with some fish, that kind of shit, don't make them sit there and eat it. If you didn't like it but you choked it down, don't make the kid eat it. Taste buds change. As an adult, if you have food preferences that are very strongly held, my husband can't stand eggs. He's not allergic to them, we don't think, but he can't stand eggs. And while he likes the texture of, or no, he likes the taste of mushrooms, he can't stand the texture of mushrooms. So I can make a broth with mushrooms, strain out the mushrooms, and he'll enjoy it. But if there's even the tiniest little bit of mushroom in there, he's going to find it. And he's going to reject the entire plate because there's mushrooms in it. Which is a finicky kid thing to do, but he can do it. You know, you as an adult have the right to refuse food you don't want to eat. There is enough food in this world, and most of us are big enough we can skip a meal. So if you don't like the food, don't force yourself to eat it. Yeah, I'm hunching because my back hurts. Okay, no, that's not why I'm hunching. Let's be honest about this. I'm hunching to get my boobs out of the camera. I just realized that. Psychology is an amazing thing. I am more subconscious of my boobs than I am my lack of teeth. Yeah, I could put my teeth in and fix that problem. And I could get a binder and fix this problem. I'm done. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.